Hey guys. Okay, I pushed the audio button, but it didn't register, so we'll just have to try this again. Anyway, you probably looked at the imagery I was showing. Boy, that sucks. I got right into a long spiel there. But we were looking at Colorado there and looking at the very strong jet coming on shore right there. So a lot going on there, and very unstable conditions up off the Pacific coast. And I was showing this Lee cirrus right here in Colorado. Also, I was mentioning that the book is going to be done in about 2 or 3 days. So I'm trying to wrap that up, and then we might be able to be back on track here. I was talking about a lot of the cold air. Hopefully you kind of followed along and maybe try to put some of the pieces together there. But I was pointing out a couple fronts in that area and another one out in Nevada. So you've already seen that. Also, strong zonal flow. And let's just keep going. You've probably seen all that. However, we haven't seen this. This is the upper air pattern. And this is showing a very strong ridge out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. So this is helping to feed a lot of cold air southward into the Pacific, and as a result, things are kind of stormy out in that region right there. You can see the ridging across the central U.S. right there, and troughing off California there. All right, so let's see. Those are the mesoscale charts. I'm going to skip right to the 250 millibar analysis. And there we go. There's the picture of what's happening right now. This is off the coast of California, and you can see the troughing there. Lots of cold air aloft, and as a result, you're getting a lot of cumuliform type cloud. And then I was pointing out the polar front jet coming on shore right there. Probably a little bit of subtropical jet energy also. And we're looking at about 130 knots there in California. There's the Canadian analysis. Here's the upper air 200 millibar analysis showing the jet core across Nevada, 125, 130 knots. And let's drop down to 250 or 850, and we'll try to find that front. It looks like there's a little bit of isotherm gradient across Nevada. So probably a front right in that area up to Montana. And north of that, a pretty good westerly component, and then south of that, more of a southerly component. All right, let's see here. Another way we can look at the weather, if I can find the chart. Yeah, is with the surface analysis, and we can see in Las Vegas, south winds, strong south winds there at Desert Rock, 25 knots out of the south-southwest. So this is definitely warm air. You can see there at Cedar City, same thing, south winds. And then we go north of that up into northern Nevada, and we pick up those westerly winds and showers. And we'll take a look at California. A little bit indeterminate in this area. Winds kind of light and variable. The San Joaquin Valley looks light and variable also. But a little bit cooler as you go north. So one way we can figure things out is to go to 850 millibars. And hopefully you all see the gradient here. See that packing right there of the isotherms. So this is going to be up at about 5,000 MSL. So that looks like the frontal boundary. And then we go to the south of that, the gradient is kind of relaxed in that area, and north of that, very tight gradient. And let's check out 700 millibars. The gradient not showing up so much, but yeah, we do pick that up in Northern California. So a lot of support for a jet through California and Nevada. So let me check out the velocity tensor real quick. Want to kind of test that out, see if we can find the front, and it looks like it's kind of disrupted a little bit by the terrain. I can see, yeah, something definitely right here. So that's definitely picking out the front. Looks like it's passing right through Monterey. And then it's kind of hard to find through the California area due to the mountains, but it looks like in Nevada, yeah, it looks like there's something right there. So I might place that boundary right through this area here. So I might be thinking maybe something like that, maybe a weak wave along that front. Okay, so that's a kind of a quick look how we can put everything together. Let's take a quick look up north, up in the northwest. So this area here, this is going to be north of the jet. So the jet, all that front action well to the south, this is all going to be kind of in the cool air. And it does look like the thermal gradient is kind of relaxed in that area. Kind of unstable conditions offshore. And let's use this and just take a quick look at this. And there's the charts for right now. Doesn't show up so well on the model data, but this is kind of where that analysis that we saw earlier was, and that's bringing that front through the Monterey area. And you can see by 8Z, I'm trying to think what time that is, that's going to be about 1 in the morning. That front basically works down the coast towards the Los Angeles area. So passing Vandenberg right there about daybreak. And let's see when that gets down to LA. You can see it's pretty hard to pick up because the boundary's right here, and you've got north winds, and even here you've got north winds. So there's a lot of problems trying to track weather in the western U.S. This is very typical. But let's see. This is where I'm kind of looking at trends. I'm looking for the wind to pick up. Yeah, see, now it's up to 15 knots right there. I think it comes through the LA area about close to sunset. So that front will work down the coast, and we can kind of extrapolate that inland. And there we do see the north wind right through the Vegas area. So we back that up right there. And you can see the change. This is 15Z. This is around dawn. And then we roll that forward. And you can see that front gathering steam right there. This is right around Area 51 too. In fact, Area 51 is located about right there. And then you can see the winds really pick up as it moves towards Las Vegas there. And then by sunset tomorrow night, the front clears that region. So that cold air is definitely sinking south. You can see everything turning blue up there in Nevada. Temperatures below freezing a lot of places. And then let's see here on Saturday. Let's see what kind of day it's going to be. 57. Yeah, high of 57 in Vegas, so that's definitely pretty cold. And I think that front will be past most of Southern California. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere down there. But yeah, now it's going to be working in towards Texas at this time. So let's move out west. So in Texas, we've got that little backdoor front in the area, kind of a boundary through here. And let's see, south wind kind of picks up, a little bit of push of cold air from the east. Temperatures about 68 for a high tomorrow. And then we start picking up that system coming out of the west. Yeah, you see that right there? That kind of looks like a blue norther coming through. Let's see. 5Z. There's 9Z. It's moving pretty quickly there. Then by 12Z, it's almost all the way to Dallas on Saturday. And then it goes into East Texas just before noon on Saturday. So yeah, Saturday is going to be kind of a windy day in much of Texas right there. A lot of cold air coming down. And let's see what the highs are going to be. 62 in DFW. It's going to be kind of a mild front right there. But front definitely coming through, moving through Tennessee, Mississippi, and Kentucky and Indiana on Saturday. And then we'll just kind of go quickly through this. And let's see the front in the central U.S. right there. Yeah, see that push right there from Wyoming. So that's our front right there coming out of the area tomorrow night. And then this is the overnight hours. So it's moving pretty quickly there. And then we're looking at lows about in the single digits in the higher mountains right here. That purple is all temperatures close to zero. Okay, for the eastern U.S., let's see here. Florida, we got to go all the way to Saturday to find a change in the weather. And there it comes. This is going to be Saturday evening. Front coming through Alabama and Mississippi. And then it'll probably be heading there for Georgia. And let's go up to the northeast U.S. Let's see, we've got low pressure up in that area. There's a front of some kind. So it looks like we got another front clearing that area. I guess we're getting another blast of cool air. Winds coming around to the south for Friday and Saturday. And then looks like some sort of low there around Detroit. Okay, so that's kind of a look at the mesoscale picture. Okay, let's see here. I've got something different here to kind of mix things up. This is the water vapor imagery. This is the full disk here. So you can see that Pineapple Express coming up from almost Hawaii. Just like that. In fact, a little bit of trivia. Yeah, you can't see Hawaii. There it is. See, I just brought it into view. And I remember a bit of trivia. They placed Gilligan's Island about, I think it was about 500 miles southeast of Hawaii, somewhere in this area. So yeah, that's where that Pineapple Express is coming from. Pretty deep fetch of tropical air. And we can see a lot of dry air in Mexico, right through here. Plenty of dry air in that region. So we're actually getting a pretty decent amount of moisture piping in from the south, whereas the eastern U.S. and Mexico not getting much of anything. All right, let me take a look at the chat here. Wow, 20 people. Good grief. Ron Chalfant, I'm going to have to scroll through this very quickly. Ron Chalfant, Southern California, going to be getting that front tomorrow night. Mr. Manlet, 39 in northern Illinois, stratus clouds all day. Got Mike R. in northern California, soaked there. David Moore, strange weather in the Metroplex last night, got poured on at the grocery store. Interesting. So yeah, Mike R. caught a storm there. Got Ryan Toomey's here. Ron Chalfant reporting rain in Sacramento. Cool and breezy in South Florida tonight with 70s. We have Burl H. And Mike R. says he's been catching up in the rain last night there. Got Thomas Copeland here. Ron Chalfant says Mammoth will be in the snow again this year. Let's see, we got Andrew Hoffman. And beautiful day in Virginia where Thomas is. David Holcomb joined us, and let's see here. California is going to get a Noah's Ark full of rain this week from Ryan. Snow levels dropping in the Sierras. Yeah, as that cold air comes into Northern California, moving its way south, we were tracking the front there. Remember how we were showing it moving down the coast? As that happens, we're bringing in colder air from the northwest, so that brings the snow levels gradually down. It does dry things off as it moves south, but we do get cooling as that moves into the area. We have Sue M. here and Carl Berghoff flurry starting again in northern Wisconsin. Carl says, remember to pound that like button. 32 degrees where Meg and John is. Hide the aliens, Area 51. All right, let's see here. All right, good deal. Okay, windy and drizzling in Rochester, New York from Robert Continelli. All righty. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move forward and maybe check out a couple soundings. We should definitely do that, get a little practice. What we'll do is we'll drop a sounding in the middle of this Pineapple Express. We will take a look at maybe some of the air downstream from this ridge. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a, it's going to tap a little bit of this moisture, but it is going to be dry. There's a lot of subsidence in this area. And we'll try a sounding right here in this dry area of the Yucatan. Okay, so let's start out here. Let me bring up the evening data. Already up to the 17th. Okay, let's see. We'll try Reno. So they're going to be in that plume there. And they're moist for sure. Okay, so we got kind of a moist sounding there. They're probably getting some rain. Let me back that off to a sounding that picks up more of the structure. Okay, this is interesting. It shows a little bit of that front right there. So that's a frontal inversion at about 6,000 feet. A little bit of cooler air below that, and above that, a very concentrated column of moisture. And then further down the coast, Vandenberg, they're going to be in the tropical air. Front has not come through there yet, but it is showing some moisture there, and up above 20,000 feet, quite a bit of moisture in that region. Okay, we're going to look at the plains, Dodge City. It's going to be a little bit drier there, and they are picking up a little bit of that moisture, a little bit of cirrus aloft, but you can see how dry things are in the mid part of that column. And then we'll just kind of throw Topeka in, and they're fairly dry also. A little bit of moisture in the low levels. Looks like maybe a weak front, topping out at about 6,000 or 7,000 feet. And then down in the Yucatan, we'll pick up Belize City. Should be pretty dry there, and there's what their sounding looks like. Quite a bit of dry air. Let's do one thing that's kind of interesting. Let's try a sounding up to 10 millibars. Go up into the stratosphere. So I'm going to do that for Las Vegas. So how about that? It's a good look at the stratosphere. So here it looks like there at Las Vegas, it looks like the tropopause may be way up at maybe 58,000 feet. Is that possible? I'm trying to look for the tropopause height. I don't see it on there. Let me try plotting that, the regular SQT. Yeah, I think this tropopause is actually at about 190 millibars. It's a little bit indefinite, but I think that's probably where it's going to be right there. So let's bring that back up. Yeah, it looks like that might be the tropopause there. And definitely up here you see the drying. Relative humidity up in the stratosphere runs 10 to 15%, and it does look very dry in that area there. And we'll try one more at Fort Worth. It's pretty interesting. We don't really see the stratosphere very much, but it looks like maybe the tropopause is up about 80 millibars here. That's going to be up close to 60,000 feet. although that could be the tropopause 2 right there at about 250 millibars. Anyway, just, having some fun and looking at the data. Let's pull up a sounding for Resolute, way up in the Arctic. I want to see that. Kind of an indeterminate tropopause here. I think it may be right about there. Actually, that's going to be kind of low this time of year, so maybe way down here. All right. Let's go ahead and move forward and look at the forecast. One thing we can do is check out that system moving through California. Okay, overnight. Let's see, we've got the main system moving across the Rockies overnight. So by tomorrow, at the time we usually do the webcast, there's going to be a good trough through Utah into Wyoming. And then that's going to come out into the plains around Saturday. It's very quick moving. So by Saturday morning, it's already all the way out to Kansas and Nebraska. Pretty strong shortwave right through there. And then by evening, that's going to be all the way out over the Mississippi River. So typically, where we find the fronts, I'm going to back this up to about 12Z. Pretty good trough here, pretty good ridge out in the eastern U.S. And we typically find the front about halfway between where the highest winds are. So I would expect to find the low right around that area. And then a front kind of like that. That's usually about where we find it. So this is going to be a very fast-moving system moving east to west there. Okay, here's our map for our forecast. So this is starting out now. System exiting New England right there. High pressure moving into the Great Lakes. So for tomorrow night, that system moving down the coast into Los Angeles. So we know it's right through that area. And it's going to extend all the way up to Utah. And we can see the strong pressure gradient right there from Vegas up to Cedar City, up to Delta, and probably extending across northern Colorado, kind of like that, maybe all the way down out here. So the system is going to be coming out of the mountains pretty quickly. And there it is. Wave already takes off Saturday morning. And then by the time evening comes around, the system is all the way out to the coast. So in 12 hours, it basically moves from here all the way out to here. So there could be some very strong winds with this system. And then overnight, it's already all the way out in the Atlantic. And then Sunday, high pressure, kind of a nice day. Warm downslope in the northern plains there. And we're setting up the next system. And there it comes through Oregon. Monday and Tuesday. Now it's crossing the mountains. I think we lost it right there. And then another system coming into the northwest. And actually, yeah, we do get a blast coming southward on Tuesday and Wednesday. Big 1034 millibar high. So that's Wednesday, and then we come up to Thanksgiving. Yeah, there's the Thanksgiving weather. It looks like a system off Florida. Pretty much high pressure all the way from the Ohio Valley down to Texas. And the downslope looks kind of warm there for the Central Plains. Most of the cold air should be locked up in Canada like that. Okay, next system comes south out on the 25th. So this is going to be the next front coming south. And there it goes. 540 line coming all the way down to the Ozarks. So overall, it looks like kind of a continuation of this pattern, but things will be getting a little bit stronger, more cold air being involved, and the storm track, instead of remaining up north, it's going to come down a little bit further south. And yeah, there's the next system coming through the northwest on the 27th. Wow, that's fast moving too. Already out there on the 28th. Okay, so that is our forecast. Just a very fast moving zonal pattern. And then at the very end, December 2nd, the jet running like that. Okay, let's see here. Let me take a quick look at chat. Look at snowfall for CFS in Wisconsin for next weekend. I don't really understand the question, but I can take a quick look at this. Let's see. This weekend, Wisconsin may be getting a little bit of snow up there in the UP of Michigan out up to northern Wisconsin. And then things will be kind of quiet. And yeah, we do get some showery snow showers. This is basically an Alberta clipper coming through the Great Lakes on Tuesday, the 21st. And another system coming through kind of warm around Friday, the 24th, 25th. Yeah, no real problems there according to the GFS, but this is going to be about 240 hours out. This is quite a ways out. All right, and let's see here. Ron Chalfant shook the Kennedy's hand when he was 5 years old. Wow. Okay, I think that's about all I got for tonight. Let me find my closeout music, and we will be done. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, hope you all have a good evening, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow. I'm going to get back to work on the book and hopefully get that wrapped up in the next couple of days. All right, take care, everybody.